Errands. Yo, 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 yo. Okay, we good. All right, what's up, y'all? I am Jasir Franklin of Heal PTHD. Just want to come to y'all today with another Reset Sunday. All right. First and foremost, let's do this. Let's get right into it. I'm going to say a quick prayer, and we're going to start. If I thank you for this day, thank you for this presentation, thank you for this past week, thank you for all the lessons that I learned in this past week. I pray that you continually bless my Ori, bless my mind, bless my choices so that I can make the right choices that will lead me down my destiny and into my purpose. I pray that everybody here listens to this message and gets something from it that they can use in their lives, add some tools to their tool belt to make their lives even better than it already is. I give thanks and praise for everybody's attendance to this. Whoever watches this later, bless you too. Please watch this, learn from this, and add whatever you can to your life to make your life better than you found it. I give thanks and praise. I say I should. Let's go. We in this. All right. So, again, I am Jasir Franklin, as you can see my name on the screen, and I am the founder of what I call post-traumatic hood disorders, or short for PTHD, or long for PTHD, rather. What is PTHD? Well, PTHD in a nutshell, in a slogan, in a catchphrase, is healing hood-based trauma. Hood-based trauma is the root of what PTHD is, or post-traumatic hood disorders. What do we mean by hood-based traumas? Well, the hood has its own unique set of traumas that get normalized every day. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about a little bit today, in today's session. But today, I want you to understand what this actually means. And it actually means that if you come from the hood, you are traumatized. You just don't know it. Or maybe you know it and you're hiding it in other things like drugs, money, sex, alcohol, weed, degrees, a spouse, traveling, trips, doing all the things that look good on the surface, but you haven't dealt with the roots that's inside, that's rotten to the core because of your past. Those things come up in life, and if you're rooted in the hood, you have a lot of those things that's probably never going to come up unless you identify them, because in the hood, that's just normal life. Traumas and death, poverty, lack of good food choices and resources, bad schools, drive-bys, murders, drug dealing, prostitution. These things are all normal in the hood when they shouldn't be. But if you came out of that environment, if you came out of those environments, then hey, you're traumatized. You may have PTSD. Ain't no may about it. You do have PTSD. So those are hood-based traumas that we focus on helping people to heal from. If you're interested in knowing more about that particular issue, those issues and how to overcome them, we have so many resources for you. So many different curriculums we've created, from the Renege, Reset, Rewire program to the UPS program, United Parenting Solutions, to Check the Rhyme. So many different things. All right. Just, you got to go to the website. Go to the website, register, get involved. If you really want to get involved, you need some coaching. Maybe you just want to talk to somebody about some of the issues that you are having. We have coaches on standby and we have therapists on standby also for the things that us coaches can't handle. So if you want to know more about that, please get involved again and go to pthdmember.com. Put your five-liner in there, your name, your address, your phone number, and your email, and then we'll basically reach out to you and see what we can do to help best we can. All right. And if anytime today or in the future, if you feel like you want to support what we do at PTHD, please, by all means, go to our Venmo. You can send us whatever you want. We appreciate anything that you give. It just helps us to keep going. It helps us with Hood Summits. It helps us to keep doing these. It helps us to keep the dream moving forward. There's no dream that's never going to be funded that's going to keep going. A train has to have fuel in it to keep going down this road, down these tracks. So funds are the fuel for organizations to do what we do. So if you can support, God bless you. If you can't, stick around, listen to this lesson. All right. So first and foremost, let me welcome you to Reset Sundays. All right. Reset Sundays is something we started some months back just to come in and give people a reset or restart for the week to start out. But today, the topic is this. Here's the topic, right? It's called override. Override, right? Now, I don't really have a whole script because I got this concept from an event that I did on Friday. And I'm just going to talk about it today. And I'm sure and I'm hoping that some of this information will hit home for somebody else here. I'm sure it will. May not be exactly like mine, but to some degree, you're going to understand where I'm coming from. So today's conversation, we're talking about override. You may be talking about override what, right? Well, here's the thing. We're talking about healing, right? And when we talk about healing, notice how I put an ing on the end of healing. I'm truly a believer that there's no such thing as healed, Healed, as in it's over. You're all done with it. No, you're always going to be healing. You're always going to be healing. You know why? Because life is always going to continue on. There's always going to be test after test after test. And it doesn't stop until we jump in the box, technically. So we're always healing. We're always in that process of healing. And how do we do that, though? Which hints to the title, override, right? Here's what I mean by override. There are programs in your mind. If you came from the hood, like I mentioned in my explanation of PTHD, if you came from the hood, there are programs in your mind that you have not deleted. And those programs at the most unopportune times show up and ruin everything for you. They override the things that you do want now, if that makes sense. So let's say you found this person of your dreams, you got this job of your dreams, you got whatever it is you've been trying to fight for and scratch and claw for, you achieved it. You won the lottery yesterday, whatever it is, whatever you've been fighting and scratching and clawing for, you got it. But guess what's coming to the table also? Those same programs from the past, from the hood, that you did not delete. Those things will creep in and override what you want, what you've achieved, what you've acquired, what's here in front of you that you've been dreaming of this whole time. Those old programs, if you have not deleted them or started working on them or even identified them, they're going to creep in. Let me give you an example. And I told myself today, I'm going to use me as a guinea pig. I'm going to talk about me today. Okay. So I'm going to use me as a guinea pig here. Let's do this, Jasir. So there was a phrase that I heard my whole life from my stepfather primarily. He used to always say, boy, you ain't going to be worth a quarter. I can't tell you how many times I heard that from this man. This is the only person that I was able to call father or my daddy or whatever, because he was the only male in my life for a long time. Was he the best model? Absolutely not. But at the same time, this is what he fed me all the time. I don't care what I did. If I brought something home, or A or a B plus, it wasn't an A. If it was an A minus, he would be like, you ain't gonna work for a quarter, but why you didn't get an A plus? Like it was always gonna be something, right? So, but this was the person that I looked up to as my father figure, as I said. So growing up, that created a lack of confidence in myself because my mother didn't override, hint, hint, my mother didn't override what he was saying and try to defend me. She allowed it. And I love my mother, but I know that she was traumatized by herself because where she grew up, she didn't get no love either. So epigenetically, if you don't know what epigenetics is, look it up. Epigenetics means that you will give your children whatever scar tissue that you endured that you have refused to identify and begin the healing process with. You will give it to your children. You will give it to them one way or another. It will be a part of their genes, and then you will do the same thing because you don't even see it as a problem. And for her, she didn't see that as a problem because that's what she grew up seeing. She grew up on a cotton farm in St. Joseph, Louisiana. She was picking cotton for, I think, 20 cents, 25 cents a day. Go to school half a day, pick cotton the rest of the day. She didn't have love at home. All she knew was poverty, basically. So at the same time, she allowed this man to do that. And when he did it, it poisoned my mind because I was a creative kid. I'm a Pisces, y'all. So I'm a creative person. I love to create. Everything you probably seen from me, I created. And I'm not bragging, I'm just telling you. Every website, every logo, every flyer, every rap I've wrote, every script I've wrote, everything that you've seen me do, I wrote it. I'm a very creative person. I create 24 hours a day. But at the time, I was trying to develop my creativity, and this man would come in and every chance he got to shoot it down. Every chance. I will never forget. I'm going to tell a quick story. I'll never forget one day, I was in the 8th grade, I believe, and I was having some troubles in school because I didn't really like school much. And I think it was a science class or a health class, one of those two. And I had a project to do. I didn't turn it in. The teacher called my mother. My mother came to the school. The teacher was trying to tell her how bright I was and how much potential I had, but I was not living up to that potential. My mother went into the 25-cent thing. You ain't gonna be worth a quarter thing. She started using his phrases. But the teacher was standing up for me. She was like, "No, he's really bright. He gotta motivate himself to get it done." So she gave me a project to do over the weekend. I had to turn it in on Monday or Tuesday. My mother got the stuff that I needed for the project. I made this beautiful project because I told you I was an artist. So I drew everything out. Then my stepfather came over. Notice I said came over. He came over and he saw the project. Guess what he said? "Boy, you ain't gonna be worth a quota. Why you didn't do it like this? Why you did it?" I'm like, what? Like I spent all this time. It was dope to me. So either way it went, I took it to the class on Monday or Tuesday whenever I had to turn it in, and the teacher loved it and gave me an A. But this man just shot it down. The only father figure that I had the whole time. I'm telling y'all this story because that man planted a lot of doubt in me. And I let that program right there that he planted override a lot of stuff for me throughout my life. I didn't see myself as a great athlete or awesome athlete, and I was. I didn't see myself even as a good rapper, and I am. I didn't see myself as a good speaker, and I am. Speaking of that good speaker concept, Friday I did a TED Talk with Los Angeles County, and it was for the LA Suicide Prevention Network Summit or conference, intervention conference. I went through this process of submitting my information to them, and they accepted it. I had to send them a video for their approval. They loved it. They signed me up for this thing. Out of 100 people, 2 people were selected for this TED Talk, and I was one of them, right? So, of course, here comes that program again once I got selected. Here comes that you ain't gonna be worth a quarter program, right? So in my mind, I'm like, I know I could do this. I talk all the time. I do this. This is what I do. But we talk about on a stage of a couple hundred people. I have never done that before. I've spoken at UCLA, different places, but not that many people, and not to the stage of a TED Talk stage, which when I first started this journey, that's where I wanted to be, on a TED Talk. I used to watch TED Talks and study them. I said, when I get there, I'm going to get there. Now I'm here, right? So to speak. And I'm talking myself out of it because of this old program that I'm allowing to override my reality. Like, these people didn't select you because you couldn't talk, right? You wasn't a good speaker. They selected you for a reason. They didn't select you because you ain't got nothing to talk about, or they don't believe in your story, or don't believe in what you're doing. They selected you for a reason. But I'm allowing this 25, you ain't gonna work for quota thing to override some of the programs. So I worked with it for so many days. I had about a month and some change to put this set together. And I was procrastinating every day, like I didn't want to do it. I didn't put this set together until the week before. And then the week before, I had to cram to memorize it. And even while I'm cramming to memorize it, I'm contemplating not even doing it, thinking that I'm not going to be enough for it. I'm just being honest with y'all. I'm just being honest. But I did some prayers with my spiritual practice, and I did a reading with my spiritual practice, and it told me that I needed to move forward with all the confidence in the world and make this happen. If you don't do it, this is not going to happen, and it will fall. And that's common sense, right? I am the head of PTHD. I am the face of PTHD. If I don't do it, who will? So at the same time, when I heard that, I knew what they were trying to tell me. I'm allowing this program to override what I desire and what's for me. I faced it. I crammed. I stayed up 2-3 days memorizing this speech. And I went. The whole drive there, I was nervous. When I sat down there, I was nervous. I'm in this room full of people that don't really look like me. And I'm talking about something that they may not, I'm thinking in my mind at least, they may not understand. But guess what? They invited me to this thing. I sat there and I told myself this. While I was sitting in the audience, I closed my eyes and I said this to myself. I said, Jasir, you are enough. I will be just fine. I'm going to seek positivity because I am divine. No matter how hard it gets, I will never recline. I'm going to leave the past behind, learn lessons, and never rewind. Clouds may form, but change begins in the mind. Be humble and patient until the sun shines. Always seek truth and let honesty release pride. Don't worry, never hurry. Blessings come in due time. Ori, you are me. Ori, I am you. As an extension of God on this earth, there is nothing I cannot do. And I opened my eyes and I went back into this thing. I was waiting because there was somebody talking ahead of me. About 10 minutes later, the lady calls my name. I walk on stage, did my thing. If you want to see it, it's on YouTube right now. If you want to see it, go to YouTube, to the Heal PTHD YouTube. It's called How I Overcame Hood-Based Trauma by Jasir Franklin. I just uploaded it last night. Go check it out. Really good presentation, if I must say so myself. But I got through it. And when I got through it, I felt amazing. I felt super amazing. I felt super amazing. I felt like I really conquered this mountain. And that voice of you ain't gonna be worth the quarter was no longer in my head after that. But before it was ringing bell after bell after bell. Now, you see, I allowed myself to go through this for my whole life, technically. This was the first time I truly conquered it. And from this day forward, it will never, never defeat me again. Like, I've seen the mountaintop, as Martin Luther King said, right? I've seen the mountaintop. I've seen it now. I see what it looks like to fight through it and do what you come to do and be good at what you do and get received well by the people you're presenting to. I've seen it now. So at this point, I have a new program that old program will never be able to override again. I came in here today to talk to you about overriding programs that you may have. We all have them. It may have been from a parent. It may have been from an ex-partner. It may have been from a coach, a teacher. It may have been from somebody that you trusted that have planted a seed in you of doubt of some kind of sort or whatever it is. We all have it. We all have it. Just because you see people dressed up in nice outfits and always to a T and every T cross and money in their pocket, smelling good all the time, that don't mean that they don't have anything that they need to override. That's called cover up at times, a lot of times. Some people, they got it. They're doing their thing, and that's good. God bless them. But that's not everybody. If you have any habits of your own, and it's time for you to be honest, right? If you have any habits of your own that you know are not healthy, drinking, smoking, I'm talking about the drugs, smoking, right? Even cigarettes to a degree. If I'm being honest, I do cigars. And I know I do cigars because of something that was in me that I needed the cigars for at the time. So I'm contemplating on quitting cigars myself. But we all have something. I'm not going to sit here and be a hypocrite, okay? We all have something. And whatever you give your attention to that you know is not completely healthy for you, there's something hiding behind that trap door that you need to go face and heal, or at least begin the healing process. You got to start the healing processes first by identifying what it is, and then watch what it is that you're giving all your attention to, or the majority of your attention to, when you have issues, when you are stressed, when things are low and things are not right. What do you lean towards? What do you do more of when you even have it all? Those are based upon old programs that you have not overridden yet, that are showing up, that may eventually destroy and erode your blessings, that may derail your purpose. Are you ready to override yours? How do you do that, y'all? This right here. You first have to renege on old programs. And I don't care who told you the program. I don't care if it was your grandmama who told you the program. I don't care if it was your mother, your daddy. I don't care who it was. Here's what I do know. Our parents love us, right? They're supposed to. Our grandparents may love us. They're supposed to. But here's the question. Do they really know your destiny? Do they know why you were born? Did they know why you were born? Majority of the time, no. And the majority of the time, they poured into you what they were taught survival on this earth meant. But if that doesn't correlate with your purpose and your destiny, then it's out of order. And it's a program that's not fit for your computer. So you have to renege on those old programs, period. And then after you renege on them, meaning turn your back on those programs and say, no longer program, I don't need you anymore, delete. Then you got to reset the computer, right? Rewire it, redo the motherboard, whatever you got to do to that computer, start resetting it. By doing what? What does that mean? That means you have to go learn new things to replace the old ones. Learn new things to replace the old ones that will benefit your purpose and your journey moving forward. I don't care if it's from school. I don't care if it's from a religious practice you take up. Whatever it is, you read some books, go to a library, research some stuff, start resetting the program. And then you go rewire it. Rewire it means you put it all together and it's ready to go and you're ready to present it to the world. That's the process of doing this, overriding old programs. If not, the old programs will creep in and they will destroy a relationship. They will destroy a career path. Does that mean you're going to walk into the job and cuss everybody out? No. But you may say drink even more because now you have more money. You may get a DUI, go to get arrested, and then lose everything. Anything can happen. But if you don't deal with those programs, y'all, they will manifest in ways that we can't always predict, but they will manifest. And when they manifest, kind of too late. Now you got to clean up on aisle 9. My goal here is prevention now is better than a remedy later. That's how I see things. I try to prevent things now as much as I can. Then I have to have a remedy for something later on to clean up that I should have taken care of a long time ago. I got that off of my chest. I feel good. Listen, y'all, if you have anything that you need to override, be honest first and tell your truth. If you would like to come into this conversation and talk about some things that you need to override, please do. The link is in the comments. Click on the link and I will bring you on in. But if you want to watch that video, I really want to put that video in the chat room so that you guys can check it out yourself. If you want to see it, I'll put it. Matter of fact, I'll put it in the description of this video once I upload it to YouTube and connect this video to that video. But I want you guys to listen to what I'm saying today. Healing is a process, but you can't start the process without identifying and IDing that there is a problem in what it looks like. You can't fix it any other way. We all saw something very tragic this week. This man named Charles Kirk, I believe his name is, got shot. I'm not going to get into the justice of it all. I'm just getting into a man has been killed. For what reason, we don't know, besides of his opinion. But in order for the authorities to figure out who did this, they first had to identify the person. So they have to check all of the cameras and see if they can get some kind of footage on this man's face of who it was. Then they have to go identify his name and see who he is. Then they can go arrest him, and then they can bring justice to this man, Charlie Kirk's death. This is the same thing in your life. I'm using this as an analogy. You must identify the things that are bringing death, trauma, poverty, losses to your life. Identify those things, put a name to it, and then go after it, arrest it, and get rid of it. That's the renege, reset, rewire process. That is true healing. And after you are started the process, you gotta allow yourself to be involved in the world, in relationships. Don't go into seclusion. Don't try to do this alone. Don't try to say, hey, I don't need to be in a relationship because I'm healing. No, that may be a good process in the beginning, but eventually you're going to need another relationship. You know why? Because relationships reveal who you really are. I am truly an advocate that says that family is great, but family can enable you, right? A relationship exposes you because it's another level of emotion. You may have thought you reneged on something, but that program that you still thought you overrode already, when that person hits a button that you didn't think they were going to hit, that program is coming back. Like a cancer out of remission. It is coming back. You got to be able to be out there and be vulnerable and put yourself out there, because that's where the growth is. The game is on the hardwood. It's not in your head. You got to put it out there for the world to see so that you can balance yourself on both sides of this coin and get the messages, not for them, but for you, so that you can make your changes. Hope I'm making sense to somebody. I do a lot of vulnerable speaking, telling my own stories. I'm that type of teacher, though. I use me as a guinea pig because that's how I learned this stuff. That's how I came into this information. This information taught me a lot. My experiences taught me a lot, and I'm using my experience. That's all education is, right? Education is only the experiences that somebody else has recorded and put in books, and now other people are studying those recordings. It's the same thing. So For me, my education is my experiences and my understanding of what I have learned, the things I have gone through. That's the thing, though. The things that we go through, the programs that we need to override. Here's my question to you: have you learned from those things yet? Because if you haven't learned from those things yet and you just feel the trauma and the pain of it, those things will continue. There's a lesson in every challenge. But you can't fully override that challenge and those lessons, those experiences, without taking the lesson from those experiences and learning something. And then implementing what you learned in your daily life. That way, when spirits see this person applying the lesson, they can move you to the next phase of life. But if your record is scratching, is playing the same old thing over and over, you may not have learned a lesson, and you may need to go back and sit with it a little longer till you learn that lesson. Because spirit will bring it back to you until you get it. Literally. We're talking about overriding old programs that no longer fit us. They may have fit us in the past. They probably didn't even fit us then. But nothing happens by happenstance. I'm sure we all know that. But if it happened to you, it happened through you, not to you. It happened through you so that you can learn something. But that's the issue with a lot of us, including myself in the past. Like, we go through some stuff, we become victims, and we point the fingers at other people who was a part of that experience. But that person that was a part of that experience that you may think did this to you was only there to do their job, to show you something. There's a lesson in everything. Don't be a victim. Be more proactive and figure out, sit down, be still, and figure out what is it I was supposed to learn from this situation so that I don't repeat this again, so that it doesn't have to come back. Override your old programs. I am so grateful for that experience. What was that, Friday? I am so grateful for that experience on Friday. It was such a great experience. I can't tell you how nervous I was before I went on that stage. I speak a lot of different places, but this was a different experience. It was like I wanted to be on TED Talk for so long, and I finally got the opportunity, and here I am in front of all these people, and I'm like, here I go. This is what you asked for. But that, again, going back to my original statement of my stepfather, you ain't going to be worth a quota, kept ringing in my head the whole time. I even had got a headache for a second, and I started getting blurry vision for it. It was real bad, y'all. But I fought through it. I said, no, I'm not letting nobody know this. We're going to get through this, and we just going to do it. And whatever happens, this is going to happen on stage. And I did it. And when I did it, standing ovation, applause. Everybody loved it. I want to see the same thing for you. I want to see the same thing for anybody who came from the hood, y'all. I am passionate about this experience. I'm passionate about PTHD because I know that there are a lot of people who come from where I come from. I don't care what part of this country you are in. If you are in LA, if you are in Oakland, if you are in Seattle, if you are in New York, if you are in Chicago, if you are in Texas, if you are in Florida, if you are in Atlanta, if you are in North Carolina, South Carolina, anywhere in this country, they made hoods for us. They made the ghetto for us. They redlined us everywhere in this country to keep us out of areas that they didn't want us in and injected it with poverty, drugs, pain, and everything else. If you came from those areas of life, you have PTSD and you have programs that you need to override. Find something that can help you override it, some information, a religion. I don't care what it is. Like, you got to find that information. You got to find that information. Do some meditation. Do some prayers even. Seek the truth. The universe, God will give you what you're looking for. You got to be willing to go through that door to achieve that goal, though, and let go. In other words, override those old programs that probably have been holding you back from getting to this. Again, like I said, just because you got a degree, Just because you got money in your pocket, just because you got a nice car, just because you're a homeowner, just because you have some of the trinkets of life that's on the surface does not mean that you're healed. That means that you worked hard and you got some things. But inside of you, I guarantee you, is being eaten away from the inside out by something in your past that you have not healed, especially if you came from those environments. There's no way it's not. If you never identified it, it is going to show up every time. It's like a cancer without any treatment. How can you expect it not to show out? Trust me, y'all. I am a prime example of it. This PTSD destroyed a lot of stuff for me. A lot of stuff. Especially that you ain't gonna be a quote, worth a quote for my stepfather. It destroyed a lot of stuff for me. When I really look back and I play it, relationships that I destroyed because of it, even my sports career was destroyed because of it. Relationships with my children was ruined, messed up, tainted. Friendships, all kind of stuff, man. All kind of jobs, like all kind of stuff, all kinds of stuff. But in reflection of everything, when I look back in the rearview mirror, I know that it wasn't me. It was the traumas that I didn't know how to address. PTSD wasn't a concept back then. I didn't know what that was. I just knew I had issues. I didn't know what to call it. I didn't know how to identify it. Well, now I do, and now you do too. If you come from those experiences, you come from those areas called the hood, you have PTSD. But here's the good news: there's help now. Somebody like me have put together a program or programs even to help people to identify and overcome it and start working through them. Again, if you want to get involved with more of what we got going on here at PTSD, do me a favor. Go to Heal PTSD and become a member. Matter of fact, here's a better one. Go here. Go to ptsdmember.com and then fill out the 5-liner, and then someone will contact you within 24 to 48 hours to see what we can do to help you out. Again, we have coaches on board and we have therapists on board that will help you out too. We try to cover every base. We know that there's certain pay grades that we can't reach, so we try to cover every base so we can make sure that you get the help that you need. But at the end of the day, the first thing to help yourself is you helping yourself. So you got to begin the override process. Get involved in something. If it's not PTSD, get involved in something. Go to seek counseling. Go, if you're in church, go seek a pastor that cares and wants to see you succeed. But PTSD is something that's very real that you need to work with it in a different way. A lot of the therapists that I used to work with had no idea how to deal with it. Matter of fact, how I even came up with PTSD was in therapy. I was in therapy telling this lady my story, and she really didn't know how to help me. And I realized that. And I had to check myself out of that therapy session after a month and some change because she didn't know how to help me. She didn't come from that background. Now, some people say trauma is trauma. No, this trauma is something different. And it's different because it's so normalized. And that's the problem. That's the main problem. PTSD is so normalized. I guarantee you, if I take any one of you guys' iPod or, well, iPhone or whatever, your playlist on your phone and you listen to the most. Now, look in that playlist, you're going to have some music that reflects and parallels post-traumatic hood disorders. All those things I named, the drugs, the gangs, the death, the everything that I named, you're probably going to listen to on a consistent basis. Every rapper of today is talking about it for the majority. There are some good ones out there, but the majority of them are talking about PTSD in their raps all the time. And if you listen to that music, you're gravitating to it because it's familiar to you. You've seen it, you've heard it, you may have even lived it. It's familiar, but it keeps perpetuating your PTSD issues. It doesn't make you go face your issue. It makes you think that it's normal. It's on music. It goes platinum. People are selling out arenas singing it. Listen, This PTHD thing is attacked on all levels. All levels. They didn't leave one thing off the plate when they injected us with this bull. It's our jobs to renege on it and turn our backs on it. Only way you can do that is we start to override these old programs that we know. What they say, when you know better, you do better. The question is, do you know better? And if you don't know better, seek better so you can know, so that you can begin the changes. It's really that simple. Listen, if you like what we're doing, if you like the movement that we're embarking on called PTHD, please help us out. Donate something whenever you can. This is our Venmo. Donate something wherever you can. Even if you're on Cash App, it's the same thing. Cash App is the same handle, @HealPTHD or $PTHD. If you want to help us out, please donate. If you want to get involved with more stuff, please go here. Put your information in there. And let's deal with some of this hood-based trauma collectively as a unit. I want to invite everybody out next Saturday. Next Saturday, we got our next Hood Summit. Our next Hood Summit is going to be at Ladera Park again at 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. We're going to start sharp at 1:05. Seats are limited now. We have limited seating now. We had to do it. There are some changes on the horizon that we have to work through. But if you want to be involved in this conversation and you want to get involved in what we're doing, please show up, check us out. At least come and get a taste of what we do next Saturday at 1 p.m. at Ladera Park, the next Hood Summit. We're also going to be doing a PTHD open house thing where I'm going to be explaining a lot of the programs that we do have. So you might want to tune into that. All these events are on the website at healpthd.com. All these events are on the website. Just go to the event page and you'll see everything we got going on. Get involved, y'all. Like, it's really time to let's stop talking and let's get involved. I appreciate the love and the likes, but let's get involved. I want people to get involved with what we got going on. Are you ready to heal? Are you ready to start the healing process? Maybe you have, but if you come to watch what CB do what I do, you know that you have some PTSD in you. That's why you're here. And I know that there's something in there you need to deal with and you're still probably still grappling with. Listen, I'm not saying that I'm the savior of anything, but trust me, PTSD, I have studied forward, backwards, and side to side, hitting all switches on it. I got it. I get it. I want to help you get it so that you can make your changes. We can make a change in ourselves first. That's where the change begins. If you want to change the hood around, you got to change you first. Change you first and change your immediate family first, meaning your kids, your spouse, then go out to the extended family, and then go out to your neighborhood, and then go out to the city. That's how we can make those changes. But it starts, you are the nucleus of your own change, of the change that we all want to see. And we can't do that unless we admit that we have issues. And we can't do that unless we admit that the hood has some serious toxicities in it. It's time to stop praising these environments and start changing them. And the change begins within you first. I hope this made sense to somebody like it made sense to me. Let me make sure there's no comments before I get out of here. I thank you all for listening. If you got something from this video, you think you know somebody else who may get something from this video, please share it with them. Please go to the website and go to YouTube and subscribe right now. Subscribe. You're on it right now. Subscribe to the channel. I want to get these likes up. I want to get these subscriptions up so we can reach more people. The more subscriptions that we get, the more people I can reach on a weekly basis. This information is not supposed to be in this box. It's supposed to be for everybody in this country who needs hood-based trauma training and healing. And I need your help to get me there. So please subscribe to the page as much as you can. Subscribe, tell somebody else to subscribe. And then next Sunday when you come, bring somebody with you. Send them the link so that they can join in too. And I hope to see everybody this Saturday, September 20th at Ladera Park at 1 p.m. All right. If you're in the LA area, come on out, hang out with us. But go register on the website so we can know who's going to come so that we can make sure we have enough refreshments for everybody that's going to be in attendance. All right. We appreciate your time. I am Jahsir Franklin. Let's get busy, get involved. Let's heal hood-based trauma together. Have a great week. Thank you for listening. Peace.